my absolutely beautiful astrology soulmates, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for the week of September 27th, our last week in September before we're going to roll in the 10th month of the calendar year, heading into October, where we will have all sorts of planets coming out of retrograde. So it's very exciting. I feel like we're ramping up a little bit, and we are definitely coming into the window of the eclipse energy that we will be experiencing in November. So I want to just give you a heads up again. I know I did in last week's video, but we are in the window of eclipse energy. So if you're starting to feel a ramp up, especially if you are very sensitive to moon energy, I just want to let you know, yes, absolutely, you can be feeling it right now, but we need to still take it one day and 1 week at a time before we get there, okay? So thinking about what's going on in the sky this week, there's a lot of delicious energy I think that is available for us to play with, but also keep in mind as we are coming into this week, Mercury has begun officially the retrograde, not the pre-retrograde, not post-retrograde. We are retrograde as we are coming into this week, and it's only been retrograde for a day as we're beginning this week. So, slow down. Pay attention. Give yourself some grace. Give grace to other people. Look twice over everything you're doing, saying, sending, just to make sure, but also enjoy the retrograde energy. You have energy and drive to go back over things that need to get done, finished, or reviewed or edited. So it's all good energy, but we just want to be mindful of kind of what's in the cosmic space, okay? All right, so as we're getting ready to come into this week, like I said, we're coming in on a Mercury retrograde. We had a full moon happening last week, and so we really don't see a big spike in energy that is going to shift our attention until we get to Wednesday. Now, as we roll into Wednesday, we're going to see Venus in a trine to Neptune, who is retrograde. Now, we saw this, and you can look back for some similar themes all the way back until January of this year and also into June. And what the energy of a Venus-Neptune trine is, and first of all, it's Scorpio and Pisces, okay, at 21 degrees. So check that out. But this brings the energy that almost kind of feels a little bit like love is in the air, like it's a very blissful kind of energy. But with Neptune retrograde, you're looking back at something that maybe was on the table or you had an experience with before. So I would tell you, think about it. What were you doing that was maybe even a little bit glamorous, or you were feeling like something was glamorous or had this air of bliss and glamour, or was exciting from those months, January and June. Maybe even at that time, because Neptune is retrograde, did you have rose-colored glasses on about something, and now as the reality or the situation's coming forward, it's becoming a little bit more real and you're even more excited about it. So there are these nice puffs of energy that we get all year long in the midst of some of the things that are challenging, that are very good. They're delicious. We should be spending time letting our fingers get pruny in it, enjoying a little razzle dazzle of the energy. So you definitely have this in your pocket on Wednesday. Now, also on Wednesday, though, we're going to have the sun in a trine to Saturn, who's retrograde. So it's a double trine day, and I just love that for us, okay? Now, the sun is bringing in light, heat, life, and motivation. So there's an energy, there's a movement, there's a vitality to what we've got going on. And then Saturn, of course, is bringing a grounded sense, but it is retrograde. So as these two are interacting this day, maybe something that you found your razzle dazzle around, you're feeling a lot more solid about making a commitment to it, right? And again, Saturn is retrograde, Neptune is retrograde, so probably something from the past, even if it's an idea, an opportunity, a contract, an appointment you need to go back to, something like that. The Sun, Saturn is a great energy to commit. Now, one of the other times I want to bring you back to, again, is I want you to go back into your world around about June 3rd, 4th, right in there. What were you maybe making a commitment to? Did you have a doctor's appointment that you needed to go to, and maybe it ended up having to be rescheduled, or that was the first session and now you've got this great energy to do the second session? Was there something legal going on? Was there something in your business? What was going on that's coming back to your table this week and you're going to get to have this beautiful experience with? Okay. Then we get just a day forward on the 30th, and we are going to see Venus in a square to Jupiter, who is also, of course, retrograde at this point. Now, as Venus and Jupiter square, first of all, they're both benefic energies. So Jupiter's our biggest benefic energy, and Venus is considered our smaller benefic energy. So as these two are interacting, there can be a lot. This can be a lot. They're very pleasureful energies. And Jupiter, especially Jupiter retrograde, so again, something from the past, you could be using persuasive language, or you could be using persuasive diplomatic visioning on something that you're doing. Or somebody could be doing it to you as well. They're really wanting you to take on this contract, or they really want you to take them to this party at their friend's house, and they're almost like trying to sweet talk you into doing something for them, right? So this could definitely be that kind of energy coming to your table. Now, I will tell you what you have to watch out for when we get Venus and Jupiter anywhere in a room together, and I don't care what direction they're going, is your budget and your money. You have got to pay attention because things can get expansive really quickly. Now, the benefit here, though, is because Jupiter is retrograde, are you going back over? Did you sometime in May really take out something that was big in your budget, and now you're getting an opportunity to not only see the return on that investment, but to also clean that up a little bit? This could be the time. Or did you have a business plan and now you're like, oh, I can apply for that loan at this time? What is it that is happening here? There's beauty that is available again in this energy, okay? We're going to get to the 31st, and we're going to see kind of a quiet day to let September come to a close. But then we jump forward on the 1st and we get some busy energy going, okay? So first and foremost, we've got Mars, who is in an opposition to Chiron, who is retrograde, okay? As Mars and Chiron are opposing each other, remember, the opposition is pulling. We're going in two different directions. And what needs to happen in an opposition is you find the middle ground. What's the compromise in between both of those sides? Because in an opposition, you need to integrate both sides to find a way to make it work. And if you can do that, success is pretty much guaranteed to you. But what it gives me the indicator of is because Mars is so much about desire, and Mars is not retrograde. It's in no danger of going retrograde. So it's pretty clear, straightforward thinking on what's going on. And I just have this sense for every single one of us here that it's like sometimes things come into our lives for a season, not forever. And this is an opposition that I think puts it really, really spot on in our face to be paying attention to that, sometimes you were just supposed to spend some time with people or an organization or an idea for a time to do some healing on that wound, right? It could be something that feels like it's activating a wound. But on this day, I just want to remind you, not everything is for forever. Not every person is supposed to be for forever. So if you're feeling this opposition, this pull going in different directions, that's like, oh, I want this, or I think this, or I believe this, but also on this side, here's my feelings and my emotions around this. Integrate and realize that not everything is supposed to be with you forever. And if something is just off key, try to find a different perspective. Get into a different set of seats in your stadium of life and see it from a different perspective. The best seats in the house are always the nosebleeds when we have to get a different perspective, because then you're up top and you're able to see the entire field and get a different perspective on what's going on and make the changes that need to be there. This could also be a thing too, I think, with Chiron in the energy of Aries and going retrograde, where you may find that you have had a disconnect from yourself. And that is why something is out of balance in your life. And this is a phenomenal day to go back to it, because we also have Mercury, who's retrograde now, squaring Pluto, who's retrograde. So everybody is looking back. They're all looking back. We have backwards energy to reevaluate. And reevaluate here, where has something been misrepresented? Where have you misrepresented yourself? Where has something not had clarity or felt as if it was deceptive in some way, shape, or form? I also think that this is a phenomenal energy for you to get back into your own thinking and revise what makes you you. And that you is the you we need you to give to the we, Aquarian energy, right? So go back over this. Now, we have had several interactions with this energy, so let me give you your guide time. So look back to April 17th. Something was coming in, you were having a recognition, or something was being pointed out to you that it was like, wait a minute, is this really what we think it is, right? And then we came forward and we get here to September, and we're on the 22nd, and we had a chance to bring that back to the table and review it. Contracts, relationships, money, ideals that we align with. Right now we get forward and we're here on October 1st. We have reviewed it. We have been shown. There is a revision that has been on the table. So what are you landing at? What's the information that you feel a lot more sure today? And we will wrap up this cycle on November 2nd when Mercury leaves its full retrograde shadow time. So I ask you, go back to those dates in your life. What was going on? What was coming up where you were having to wait or get more information on a communication or even on your own thinking, okay? All right, then we get into Saturday, and we're going to see Venus in a sextile to Pluto retrograde. When the planets have sex, that's good for us, because not only is it a pocket of opportunity like a trine, but then we're intelligently taking action, right? We're moving and grooving. We're making some decisions on this energy. Now, Venus sextile Pluto, this is powerful change. This is the kind of change where I want to tell you, if you need to detox, right? If you need a technology detox, if you need a celery and cucumber detox because you are over there bloated like the boats of the week, right? Like, what do you need to do to at a whole being level detox and come to a new place? Because this energy makes it so that not only can you do the detox, but you're pretty happy about it. It's like you are investing in you. You are investing in what needs to get tidied up and transformed in your space, but you are doing it with a sense of pleasure. There is a sense of maybe not joy, but it is pleasure and value that is available to you here. Now, Pluto is still in the energy of Capricorn, so I do think if you had things, real estate investments, any kind of investments that you need to go back over, if you had things with anything with money, banking, estates, taxes, any of those kinds of things, you have a great energy here to go back over this. Now, also, we've seen this dance in the cycle in the sky. So what were you getting into and investing in yourself March 18th, 19th, right in there, around March timeframe? Where were you thinking, Stormie, I'm going to invest in myself and do fill in the blank? Well, this is it. Bring it back. Let's look at making that conscious chosen investment in yourself, because it is all about bringing a new structure, a new achievement, Capricorn, into your life. Please let me know in the comment section, what are you investing in? I'm really excited to find out. Okay, as we get to the later in the day on Saturday, we're going to also see that same Venus sextile Pluto, but the sun is actually in a semi-square to Venus. Now, this is another new aspect we're bringing into the report. So if you haven't worked with it a lot, that's okay. Just keep listening, okay? So the sun, light, heat, life, and vitality, now is over here in this semi-square to Venus, who's lit up with this Pluto sextile energy. And this is delicious, because what this is like, it helps you. It helps you have this sense of completion. It helps you have this sense of motivation. Like, I don't have to be ashamed to want what I want. I don't have to stay in the shame drain and not go get my nails done, not buy that a little bit more expensive cheese, not, take a break at the park instead of running and rushing to do the next thing. This is the question when the sun kind of just semi-squares. It's like kind of pushes in on Venus. It says, why? Why are you doing that? Why are you telling yourself that you don't deserve something? If you've been putting in the work, you've been handling your responsibilities, why is it not okay for you to not do that thing and actually just take a shower and enjoy moisturizing yourself? Why is it not okay? Now, this comes down to how you're living. This is going to come down to how you're living, because if you know you've not been living in alignment with your budget, in alignment with your relationships, in alignment with all sorts of things around you, what it can feel like is here you are trying to be excited about your Stormie given detox, right? And you're like, Stormie, I don't feel it at all. I'm actually kind of crabby. I don't like it. I don't like how I'm feeling. People around me are not supporting this idea, right? And that comes from a different vibe and a different energy. And what we want to do there is adjust. Forgive yourself first for where you have or perceive you have been falling short of things in your life. Realign, get pen to paper and get honest about how you're showing up in your own life. And then also still take the bath and moisturize yourself. Take a minute to come back home. Phrases like, I love you, I forgive you, I love me, I forgive that. These are the kind of energies that I think help us to move forward when we get pushed in a little bit here. Now, heads up. You're going to get to re-experience this energy November 19th, 20th. So pay attention to that, because I'm going to come back and say, what are you not giving to yourself? Why are you saying you don't deserve it? So we'll review that energy then. Okay, Sunday. On Sunday, we have got the sun in an opposition to Chiron. Now, we've already had Mars running over there opposing Chiron, and now we've got the sun that's going to oppose Chiron. And so, because it's the sun, and the sun really does have an energy of not only motivation, but a desire to leave its mark where it's at. Opposing Chiron in Aries, this is the me and the we. I do have a desire to join the we, right? But I feel wounded over here, or I'm not quite healed of this wound over here just yet. So really, I feel like on the heels of getting this nice, delicious Venus spark, one of the things we have to do is still be under this Piscean energy as well and grant forgiveness. Do you have forgiveness you're denying from somebody because it's actually making you feel powerful, right? Because I know for me and for many humans, the reason I'm not going to give you forgiveness is because it's literally me being angry is fuel that gets me up out of bed and moving in the morning. So is there forgiveness that you've been denying? Forgiveness never says the other person didn't do something wrong. The other business didn't do something wrong. It's saying, I can't fix that for you, and I need freedom. I need freedom in here. I need freedom in here, right? So this is an energy as the sun opposes Chiron, where I would say, if you're going to live your best life, the best that is available to you, where do you have to bridge that gap between what had happened and what's happening now, right? Where is there a space for forgiveness? Where is there a space for compassion? Is it possible that business screwed you over because it's the best that they had? Is it possible that person screwed you over because they were doing the best that they could, and the best that they could, you got hurt? And also, is it possible to pivot, right? Sometimes I find if you pivot with an opposition and you get that stadium seating perspective, this is a way to use the aspect, because you can also see the situation in a fuller way, remove some of the emotionalism, remove some of the hurt, and kind of look in there and see what's going on. But also, you're high enough to see where you have done to someone else exactly what was done to you, right? Think about the times maybe you're hurting, you feel like someone hurt you, they hurt your feelings. Where did you steal someone's emotional security from them? Where did you steal someone's, where do you owe emotional compensation in your life, in your world? What a great day to reconcile and integrate this opposition and have this sense of coming to the other side of it. So, that's a big order. I know. Trust me, I know that's a big order, but you've got a delicious week on your hands to slow and pay attention to what you're doing, how you're living, and what you're thinking, and make the best moves that you can from there. And remember, almost nobody on this planet, at least that I know of, heals on their own, so reach out for the help that you need, okay? All right, my absolutely beautiful friends, I think it's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous week. And when I say it's going to be a gorgeous week, I don't mean that's going to be the best week, easiest week for everybody. What I mean is there's opportunities here to get into the deliciousness of life and your thinking and your living, and have some experiences that maybe can be transformative on the other side. Make sure you've got your eat and greet cups. You can find them just down below. As well, I've got some other videos that are going to pop up for you here that can take you into more guidance of what's going on with the week. And hopefully you've also checked out your October shorts, as the long form October videos are getting ready and the 2022 videos are on the way as well. So I love you guys a ton. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.